As winter ends, SAR season is in full swing for the Coast Guard. In Clearwater, the team heads inland to search for a downed plane.
Definitely doesn't look pretty.
Body on top.
The aircrew flies across the country to train in big surf. And when the winds pick up in the Keys, a proud sailor must ask for help from the Coast Guard.
You gotta turn the bow around.
Keep bailing, you're doing well, man.
The Florida Peninsula, a hotbed for Mother Nature's fury. Here, every day, the brave men and women of the Coast Guard's busiest boat and air stations vigilantly patrol nearly 2 million square miles of turbulent waters, protecting the public from the dangerous elements and preventing foreign threats and illegal drugs from reaching our shores. America's southern waters are protected by Coast Guard Florida.
Now put the Ready 860 on the line, put the Ready 860 on the line for a downed aircraft 15 miles west of Vero Beach. Put the Ready 860 on the line.
There's a airplane that crashed off of Vero Beach, a little bit inland. I guess they have ELT hits, but the sheriff helicopters that are on scene don't have the capabilities to pick the signal up. So we're gonna launch on it to try and pick that signal up. Hopefully everything will be okay and we'll be able to pick this guy up.
The aircraft's a Cessna 310. It's a relatively small aircraft. And an ELT is an emergency locating transmitter. You can either activate them or in a crash, they'll activate. It sends a signal on 121.5 that notifies rescue agencies that there's been an accident.
I mean, just from what I've flown up there, I mean, it's pretty big.
So there's really no
There's no roads. They said to get back there, that's why they want us. Otherwise, they would be driving.
Oh, there's no roads?
Yeah.
What's our approximate ETA flight time?
Probably like 50 minutes.
50?
Do we know anything about the aircraft? It was
Just that it was a Cessna 310.
Any
No
people
flight
on board?
plan, one person on board.
one person on board. And it went down last night.
Last night, yeah.
Reporting for taxi.
Ready for taxi. Where did they get the position from?
That position is the last, I guess, radar contact of the aircraft.
How many POB were on the aircraft over? One POB with an active PLT.
My name's AST-1 Scott Cheers. It was about an hour transit time. You know, we're talking about the possibilities of what we might find when we get there. Pretty much we'll take the standard equipment. We have a backboard and a litter, which I'm thinking about because if there are any survivors, we're thinking about spine compromise. So we want to make sure that's maintained.
Like snow. 4,000, Victor, Quebec. You want to just bust through this and see what's on the other side? 207% maintained.
Lieutenant John Lee, Air Station Clearwater. The weather conditions were pretty crappy. 500-foot ceilings or so, visibility down to about 2 miles.
So Civil Air Patrol flew in and they spotted some debris that they thought corresponded with a Cessna.
Okay. I wonder if they have the position of the debris field. Roger, I'll see if I can.
So just finding out this case that it is on shore, we have the potential of there being high trees, marshy land, being Florida. So we just don't know what to expect at this point.
So I just talked to Sector Miami and they said 3 POB.
On the aircraft?
That's what, as far as I could hear, and I confirmed it twice.
That's Vero Beach.
Vero Beach. All right, there's door speed. Roger, Captain Doors coming over. Roger.
We arrive on scene and we have a general idea of where the debris field is. We kind of orbit around it a little bit to get a good location.
I got an aircraft that's
You
have a full aircraft or just debris? That's a whole aircraft.
Full aircraft. There it is.
Roger. Obviously no place to land and it's all water.
When we get on scene, we find an aircraft fairly intact. There is a small debris field.
Definitely doesn't look pretty.
No, the tail looks like it's broken off. Is that a body on top? On the right wing?
Can you slide forward some? That is.
There's someone dead on top of it.
We originally had one POV. Is there one or three? Looks
See,
like there
couple,
might be like a few of them right in that same
It looks
general
like there's
area.
3 of them right there.
Okay. I don't see anybody moving though.
No, they look like they're all gone.
There's no way you're gonna get a team in here.
No. I don't know if you can even hoist through all these trees.
We were kind of blowing the airplane apart. He hasn't made a movement at all. Yeah, but not making a movement. I know. That doesn't mean that he doesn't have a pulse.
Yeah,
but, I mean, there is an opening to get him down to check that.
Right now, at this point, we're looking for any signs of life because it is an airplane crash, and we are in about 60 feet cypress trees, so there wasn't much area to hoist through with these trees being so close together. It's going to be a real high-risk hoist.
We'll pull in the hover and see what we got here. But I don't know how deep that water is.
What's in it? Yeah, what's in it? I mean, I'm looking right now, too. I also see some kind of a sheen on the water. Yeah, there's probably gas leaking from the plane.
Yeah, I don't want you walking around down there.
I mean, it looks like there might be an opening to where we could put him on that right wing.
All right, well, it's your call. If you think you have a hole, I'll give you the best hoisting platform you can.
If you guys think you can hoist me down there safely, I'm willing to go down and check pulse.
Things that were going through my head was there's always a glimmer of hope there, and we wanted to go down and see if there was anybody still alive, even though there were no signs of movement. So we decided, since it was quite a swampy area, to try to put me down as close to the aircraft as possible.
Bring us over to the door.
All right, your call as far as what spot is. Looks like the least amount of snag hazards.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sitting at the door, and I'm thinking about what I might see when I get down there. The hole through the trees was quite small where they were lowering me to the aircraft. The cable could get wrapped around a tree branch, and at that point, if we can't get it disconnected, we'll have to shear the hoist.
Get the hoist.
Roger, had target in sight. Low check and swimmer. Swimmer's out the door. Swimmer's going down. Swimmer's going down. Swimmer's going down. Swimmer's going down. Hold.
I would say I was probably halfway between the aircraft and the ground when the aircraft moved a little bit, which caused me to start swinging.
Easy back. He's swinging.
At this point in the hoist, we could have a hoist failure. He could swing into some of these trees, possibly get punctured by a branch, and it's just not looking good.
Easy back. He's swinging.
Right now, at this point, we're looking for any signs of life because it is an airplane crash, and we are in about 60 feet cypress trees, so there wasn't much area to hoist through.
Bring a swimmer up. He's swinging. Aborting.
Roger. What we'll do is we'll go to Vero Beach. We'll talk to these ground party there that the police has put together.
Ready for forward flight.
We couldn't safely get Scott, our swimmer, down, and so we made the decision to go back to Vero Beach.
Oh, yeah.
Vero Beach.
When we landed at Vero Beach, we met with the Indian River County Fire and Rescue, told them what the plan was going to be. We discussed the terrain and the obstacles they were going to have to encounter out there.
We all are from here. We know the terrain. We know what we might be dealing with. We just don't know exactly where it is, but you guys have seen it, so you tell us where we go from here.
Being where this crash is, it's going to take 3 days for the rescue crews to get into this area. So with the capabilities that our helicopter has,
We're going to lower them down at a point close to the crash where they can hike through and see if there's any signs of life.
Begin the hoist.
Basket is out the door. Basket's going down.
The sheriff's team has worked in this area before, so they know how to navigate through this rough area.
Yeah, they're approaching. I think they already see the wreckage.
Okay.
I'll get them on the radio. I don't see anything that's moved since our last trip here.
Once they got to the wreckage site, they called us by radio and confirmed or relayed to us that all 3 victims were deceased. Unfortunately, this case didn't go as we were hoping it would with bringing survivors home. I guess that's just our agency, being in the Coast Guard, that we're not always going to have good outcomes. It was kind of a hard pill to swallow. Once we found out that all 3 victims were deceased, it was just a recovery effort. We could slow down a little bit, take our time, and make sure everything was done safely.
Bringing litter in the cabin.
All 3 of our litter hoists went really good, no issues, no snags. So it was a really good feeling to be able to return them to their families.
Here we are in Astoria, Oregon. As you can see outside, it's definitely not clear water. I'm Lieutenant John Lee. I'm a MH-60 helicopter pilot at Air Station Clearwater. We're currently at Astoria, Oregon, which is where we're doing Advanced Helicopter Rescue School training. We have 2 pilots, 2 flight mechs, and then a whole host of rescue swimmers from all over the country.
Just on deck.
Carry on. Morning, everybody. All right, welcome to Astoria, mouth of the Columbia River, near the graveyard of the Pacific. I'm Captain Bruce Jones. Advanced Helicopter Rescue School is probably the best advanced school in the Coast Guard. You're gonna find this probably the most rewarding 5 days of training you've ever had. I know that's how I felt. They spend a week of intensive training in the surf, on the cliff, and in heavy sea conditions.
Gonna go do some surf training. Looking forward to it. Should be a good time.
All right, so we're gonna come down to about 60 feet. Just watch how big the waves get as we come down. Waves coming under the door right now?
Yeah, so it looks even bigger.
Today, we're doing surf rescue on the Columbia River Bar, one of the most dangerous points of water in this part of the world.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Soar's away. Soar's in the water. And Soar's at 2 o'clock. Soar's duck diving. Wow, you just got knocked. And I don't have eyes on swimmer.
Yeah, my first flight was a humbling experience, putting a swimmer down into 15-foot breaking waves and watching them get washed 50 feet behind the plane. And you got your swimmer on the hook, lowering them down. You just see the white water come under the plane. That's something neat.
Oh, they're getting hammered.
It's just an opportunity of a lifetime to get some crazy training.
And ready for pickup.
We have some pretty dynamic personalities in the rescue swimmer community. Some of them are a little crazy. Some of them like to whoop and holler when they go out the door. That just tells me they love their job. I like that.
Swimmer's in the water.
Training AHARS is difficult. It is very challenging conditions, but extremely rewarding.
We don't get to train like this in Clearwater. The first day was a little rough.
Where he was going.
Well, we got a call. It was a Good Samaritan saying, hey, there's a small dinghy out here right off of Boot Key Harbor, 2 miles offshore. It looks like he was a little suspicious. He needs some help.
Yes, I did. All right, where was the last place you saw it?
Right behind me, I'm running the same course. I'm very suspicious of the guy because 2 miles offshore looking for a boat and
Yeah. Did he seem drunk or?
He seemed like a homeless guy with a little fucking rubber boat, but he had a pile of in there.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
There's a lot of people in Boot Key that they just buy these sunken sailboats. They buy them for, a few $100s, and they just live aboard them. So that's basically their home.
Yeah, there's something going right now. Pitch black, can't see out there. Where's the moon when you need it?
It was really hard to find him because we couldn't get him on the radar. We couldn't see him outside. It was really dark.
The night vision working, Camaraza? Pitch black, can't see down there. Where's the moon when you need it?
It was a Good Samaritan saying, hey, there's a small dinghy out here right off of Buki Harbor, 2 miles offshore. It looks like he was a little suspicious. He needs some help.
The night vision working, Camaraza?
Yeah. The sea state wasn't that good, and we didn't know if the guy was intoxicated or if he just was crazy.
Probably not gonna find out radar.
He could have gone out to a drug running boat, picked up drugs, and he was bringing it back to his sailboat or something, you don't know. We just went out there to see what was going on and try to figure out what his intentions actually were.
Well, where can this dinghy be? I still be running this guy over. Just about where they first called him in, so.
You got something?
I
just got a steady. All right, turn right a little bit then, Ramsey.
I was in my night vision goggles, and I was looking for anything that's different in the horizon.
You can see something flashing.
Yeah, except that there's a person on the small boat there. You can clear. Yeah, got it.
How close is it?
Right off the bow. Right off the bow. He's waving his arms at us. Yeah, he's waving.
You got your bulletproof vest?
Yep.
Can you put it on?
Yep. How's it going there? What's going on? Uh-huh.
Find my boat.
Did y'all see the Morgan? 35-foot Morgan? No, we didn't see any boats out there.
35-foot Morgan. Ran out here somewhere. She didn't appear to be intoxicated. He just seemed disoriented.
So you anchored your sailboat out here?
Yeah, I just started having engines around 3:30, 4 o'clock. That's when I called my wife to come get my daughter. Yeah, I just anchored here for like an hour just to run just the dinghy in. Had just enough light and saw the boat. On the way out, it just got darker and darker. And then cloud blew over, and I couldn't see a darn thing.
Are you staying in town or?
Been staying on the boat.
No one usually anchors their sailboat that far offshore in Hawks Channel where he was looking for his sailboat. So it was just kind of odd that he was out there in such a small vessel.
How long ago did you actually leave your sailboat out here?
It's only been 4 hours. The wind started picking up pretty big. I get like 2.5 foot, 3 foot swells as I was leaving the boat. Let me tell you, you're lucky you had that little light in the front. That's the only thing I saw.
Bad things can happen out there with no nav lights on.
It was really dark out. He barely had a little LED flashlight to signal anyone. So if a ship came by or a yacht, it could have definitely hit him and might not even known.
Since you can't find it, what were you planning on doing?
Well, I was going to tie up to a crab trap and just hang out for the night. I don't think it's a good idea for me to just be out here without a proper light. I'm going to go ahead and survey the voyage. We're going to estimate the wind. Put the spotlight on for a few minutes. I'm sure it's going to show up.
Your sailboat?
Dinghy over here. Like right in this area. That'd save us a bunch of time after we just find out. Let me just dinghy over to it.
Negative. We're gonna escort you to dockside.
So we started bringing him into Buki Harbor.
I'm sorry, you think this one here?
We noticed a contact on the radar, and it wasn't moving.
It's like 1,200 yards.
That is a sailboat.
Oh, we're not done yet.
Wait.
And he just took off, and we were like, no, this is not, it's not over.
We gotta make sure it's yours and everything.
No name.
No name, no hailing for your thing.
You sure it's your boat, Cap?
First thing you notice is that it's really old. Things were just everywhere. It was just a big pile of mess.
You have some kind of paperwork you can show me?
All I might have is the title.
His story was the sailboat had been partially sunk before the man bought the thing. So it had some water damage. The engine didn't work, but it was seaworthy.
Yeah, it's a title.
Same guy?
Okay. Yeah.
He's anchored. I have him moved from Japan here. And he does have a floatable dinghy if something would happen, so I feel comfortable with him.
He went back to his boat. He wasn't going anywhere. It's a lot safer to be in his big sailboat than it is to be in a small little dinghy with no gas. He was just a very colorful, interesting character. I don't think he was, malicious in any way.
Just let him know he's not allowed to take his dinghy out until sunrise.
It's good to know, we were out there performing our mission, just making sure people are safe.
All right, have a nice night.
All right, take care, man.
He ran over the line.
Oh my God.
Keep bailing, bail. What's that bucket doing? Bail. Do you want a person to come on board to help you?
Stand by lines. We've got a case of the sailboat that doesn't have running lights. 2 POB on this boat. He was a little irate and appeared to be intoxicated.
Yeah, he was pretty belligerent.
I'm BM2 Stratton Leo here at Station Key West, Florida. We got a call from one of our other boats that a sailboat was transiting through the harbor without nav lights and was being disrespectful.
Yeah, he seems to be having problems with his sail. But I don't know if his nav lights aren't working or he can't get to them, but he's real loud and belligerent. I ain't stopping for no FA nav lights and da-da-da-da-da.
Did you guys try to stop him, tell him to stop or no?
No, with the wind and stuff like that, I didn't want to screw him up and have a saw case.
Thank you. When we get disrespected by the boating public, when we're out just doing our job, it makes our job difficult because we're out there for public safety and for the greater good.
Oh, it's this guy right here. He's literally right in the harbor with no nav lights on.
Hey, we're gonna let this guy go where he's going.
Yeah. It's a little windy and he's already appears to be having trouble with his mast.
Hope he's not hauling the units.
When a vessel is coming into port at nighttime with no lights on, it always raises suspicion. You never know what he could have being down the Florida Keys. It could be migrants, it could be drugs.
We're having a light on the guy in case he tries to throw in board or whatever.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye on him all the time, make sure he doesn't do anything weird.
Conditions aren't great. Winds are 20 to 25 knots. A lot of wind waves, a lot of surf, a lot of white water. Not great to be out on a sailboat.
Hey, we're going alongside him.
You know how to get there. Yeah, dude.
All right, go ahead, we'll follow you. We followed the distressed sailboat the whole time. He was telling us he didn't need our help.
He's definitely aggravated, but he's not slurring or anything. He probably just wants us to go away, but anything.
Seeing a sailboat like that with the sails flapping in the wind at night, you don't know really where they're gonna go. Whew, that wind's kicking. For us, the seas and winds weren't too big of a factor because we have boats that can handle it. But when you have a 20, 25-foot sailboat, it is tough to try to get into a 20, 25-knot wind, especially coming right off your bow, so you're not making too much headway.
I didn't think the wind was gonna blow this hard.
No, I don't think it was either.
Sailboat's mooring up right now.
We're getting pushed around by the wind pretty bad.
Oh, he tied himself up. He ran over the line.
Oh my God. Once he actually got to his mooring, he ran over his mooring line. He was wrapped up, he was sitting stern to the seas and jammed his rudder.
There, he's pulling himself in right now.
Hey, Cap, you need help getting that line off the bow?
Yeah, I'm going fix it.
All right. He was real unhappy with us. He didn't want anything to do with us.
Keep bailing, bail. What's that bucket doing? Bail. Got put more in the bucket, get out.
With the wind and the seas colliding with the back of the vessel, it was actually taking on water.
Do you want a person to come on board to help you? Yeah, come on.
Right then and there, we moved into action.
All right, I gotta get this bow.
Keep bailing. You're doing well, man.
Keep bailing.
They can yell at us later and all that. We just want to make sure that they're safe.
You gotta turn the bow around.
All right, one person went straight to dewatering the vessel, started bailing out water.
All right, let me get in there and try to help you out, okay?
All right. Petty Officer Leo grabbed the line and started heaving around and trying to get the bow back into the seas.
We got no line. We got no line. It's tight. It's clipped in here. Look at this. It's tied in.
All right.
See what's clipped in?
All right.
You gotta get us to the bow.
Yep. All right, we might have it.
You got it tied off?
Yeah, we got it tied off.
There you go.
If we weren't there and he couldn't get that boat swung around, it could have turned even worse.
Jesus, all we wanted to go for was a day sail.
You want to tell us what happened with your lights?
I tried to hook up the battery. I don't know what happened.
And it turned out he was just a boater in distress. They couldn't get his sail down. He has no navigation on the boat, no nav lights, so he was mad at the situation.
Just out around for day sails, all we tried to do, but it turned into night and not in that monsoon. It's been a rough day.
I think at first he thought that we were trying to make his day worse when we weren't. We were trying to make his day better by not, letting them drown.
Man, I appreciate that. I've never gotten that done. I've never gotten that done. You can't have more than 15-knot wind out here. It's hurricane condition.
Captain, what's your name?
John Love. God bless your soul, man.
Seeing somebody's attitude change towards the Coast Guard is real rewarding. It makes you value what you do.
Scary thing how fast things turn on you.
Jesus. Thanks, man.
I think a lot of times we're a little intimidating when we have our gun belts on.
You got it? You got everybody? You got everybody safe?
Yep, we're good.
All right, cool beans.
We just keep a cool head, and primary thing is safety. We're lifesaver first and foremost.
God bless your soul. Get me on the bow. Thank you.
Have a good night.
My name's John Love. My girlfriend and I, it was a beautiful day. We had good winds. We decided to go out sailing out west, and then the winds changed, and then it got rough. I wasn't expecting to be out that late, so I didn't have my nav lights connected to my batteries, and I wasn't really expecting them to the Coast Guard, nor did I really want them there, but they were there. I'm really glad. I'm glad they followed me around. Considering last night, I mean, it's a pretty great thing. I really want to thank the Coast Guard, and I was grateful, very grateful.
I know there's some people in the room that have probably never done vertical surface operations. My name is AST-1 Neil Cahoon, and I work at the Advanced Helicopter Rescue School as an instructor in Astoria, Oregon. With the survivor on the cliff, they're tired, they're scared, they're in that survival mode. Some of the subjects we instruct in here are heavy seas rescues, breaking surf, and also the vertical surface. Vertical surface hand signals for the swimmers, they're the direct deployment signals, basically, right?
Well, at AHARS, we start off in the morning going to class, and then in the afternoon, we go flying.
Come into a high hover, into the wind. They don't have too many cliffs in Clearwater. Yeah. Silver's coming to the door. And bottom side of the cliff is just coming under the door.
In AHARS, besides working in big water, we also work with vertical surfaces, working on practicing getting victims off of the side of a cliff where rescue teams may not be able to get to them.
All right, you can be in the voice. Roger. Go check fleet. Silver's going down. Left 20. Silver's going down. Get him into that cliff a little bit. Easy, right? Pull. There you go.
This is high-risk training. There's a lot that can go wrong in a relatively short amount of time when you're doing rescue swimmer operations on a 150-foot cliff.
Got him left. Neil, you really want to drive him over because look how far out the hoist is? All right, easy left there. There you go.
It can be very dangerous. You know, if we mess up, we can definitely hurt somebody.
All right, he's got positive contact. Nope, he's still asking for more. Left. There you go. And swimmer is reversing down. There you go, good. Swimmer's at the survivor. There you go. Swimmer brings survivor with the quick strap. There you go, good.
We don't get to train like this back home. Working on the cliff, it was definitely tough.
And he got the okay from the safety observer. Quick strap disconnected. Ready for pickup. There you go, good job, Neil. And swimmer is off the wall, right 50. Nice job, let's do it again. All right.
It's a huge learning experience for all of us. We have a lot of fun doing it. I've actually learned quite a bit, which I'll be able to bring back to Clearwater.
Those are some good walks. Yeah, real good.
The instructors here at AHARS are fantastic. We're getting an amazing amount of knowledge, skills, and abilities out of this one-week course.
Checking swimmer.
Roger.
Okay, have fun.
I think when people attend the training out here, I'm sure there's some apprehension involved with it. A little bit scary. They might not have flown or worked in these conditions before. But as they get more comfortable, by the end, they're usually having a pretty fun time.
Nice job hovering, Mr. Hunley. Thank you. Very impressive. Oh, wow, I'm blushing.
All right, guys, 60-year-old female, still unresponsive and unconscious.
The SAR case is a medevac from a cruise ship, approximately 200 miles offshore.
She's still unconscious, right?
Yep.
There's a 60-year-old female, cardiac arrest. She's on a respirator right now. So we're planning on taking a patient, a dependent if there's room, and a doctor or nurse off the cruise ship.
My name is Lieutenant Mike Carroll. I'm an H-60 aircraft commander here at Air Station Clearwater.
All right. Roger. Crew report ready for takeoff. Ready for takeoff.
The SAR case is a medevac from a cruise ship, approximately 200 miles offshore.
All right, guys, 60-year-old female, still unresponsive and unconscious.
Do we know anything about Norwegian Jewel? Like what type of cruise ship?
Considering where it's at, it's probably a big one.
We did coordinate for a C-130 to launch out of Clearwater. Heading offshore over a certain distance, it's always better to have a fixed-wing cover asset to relay communications for us.
At 03 from the 24. Yep, we got you in sight, and we'll be forming up on you here shortly. So you can turn right, and we're going to follow them. When you do these helo escorts, because obviously the helicopter's very slow, and I think their max speed's like 140, so I usually go about 130 knots.
My name is Lieutenant Drew Sontrot. I'm a C-130 pilot stationed here at Air Station Clearwater. We're going to rendezvous with the 6024 and then maintain a formation with them out to the cruise ship Norwegian Jewel.
03 from the 24. If you could relay to the Jewel to have them pick up a course of a 240 for us to start off with. Good, good copy. We'll pass that to them.
Once on scene, we'll be maintaining an orbit. We're just making sure everything's going smoothly.
That's a big cruise boat, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably the most excitement all trip. Yeah.
And 03 from the 24, we're starting our descent down to 300 feet now. You can lap around the boat.
So there's a bunch of Europeans on this boat. A lot of speedos going on. All right, look for that medical staff. It's probably the tennis courts. Right here forward. See the two guys there?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. All right, cool.
Most cruise ships have a hoisting platform on the stern.
What do you guys think? Think it's too tight with the wires there?
For this boat, the hoisting area was midship, which it could be a challenging hoist.
Norwegian Jewel, this is Coast Guard Rescue Helicopter on channel 16.
Rescue helicopter, this is Norwegian Jewel, go ahead.
Norwegian Jewel, we're going to deploy our rescue swimmer to the deck of your vessel, and the rescue swimmer is going to proceed inside. Just instruct your staff to take all instructions for the rescue swimmer.
Okay, thank you. We are ready to go.
All right, it's your show.
Roger, going off ICS. Talk to you soon.
Roger.
Target's at 2 o'clock. Begin the hoist.
Boat check complete. Swimmer's going down.
I'm Petty Officer Christopher Ensley. I'm a rescue swimmer. The patient, she's still unresponsive, and all of her vitals are still extremely low.
Swimmer's approaching deck. Swimmer's on deck.
It's always something in the back of your mind that knowing that you're going to be taking care of someone that's in pretty bad shape.
6024, rescue swimmer, patient's on our way up. So you guys want to start getting ready for the basket hoist?
Roger, we'll be hoisting the spouse first.
That's affirmative.
And this will be the delivery of the basket with Fairline to the underway cruise ship. Target's at 2 o'clock. Begin the hoist.
Target in sight. Fairline's out the door, going down.
AMT-2, John Shane. Just being my first hoist, it was exciting. I'm nervous, you know.
Quarter right 40.
Just making sure that I do everything correctly. No one gets hurt. Everything's done safely.
Quarter right 5. Fairline's on deck. Hold, you're drifting forward.
That's a little bit of pressure. The size of the boat's a little bit intimidating.
Forward 10. Forward and left 10. I got it, at least it's going to get wrapped up. I got it cleared. Forward. Going over those stacks now.
I need to deliver a trail line to the swimmer to get the basket on deck, and we had to abort. We overshot the hoisting area.
Okay, yeah, no worries. All right, you guys ready to give another try?
Target's at 2 o'clock, begin the hoist.
Roger, target inside. Miami.
Roger.
Easy forward and right. Hold. Trail line's on deck. Basket's out the door, going down. Good job, guys.
How'd that feel?
That was good. Roger, we'll be hoisting the spouse first via basket. That's affirmative.
Basket came down with trail line. Decided to take the significant other first, just to get him up and out of the way, get him situated in the cabin.
Taking the load.
Roger.
He seemed fairly calm, even when I put him in the basket. He didn't really say much. He did look concerned.
South side cabin door.
Roger.
Bringing survivor in. Cabin.
As soon as they got the significant other out, I just right back down. We put the nurse in, right back up.
Basket's coming up, trail line's on deck, easy back and left. Basket's outside cabin door. Bring a basket in cabin.
The next hoist was to recover the patient on the litter.
He's still unconscious, right? Yep. Easy forward and right.
The SAR case is a medevac from a cruise ship approximately 200 miles offshore.
He's still unconscious, right? Yep.
As Chris is preparing the patient in the litter, I'm just trying to get the helicopter as plumb as I can with the litter so she's not going to be swinging or sailing or anything as on the way up.
You're going to have a little bit of a crosswind here. Taking the load. Easy back and left, trail line still on deck.
Litter hoists are always dangerous because of the way that the litter is, and in high winds at high altitudes, hoisting it acts like a wind sail.
Litter is outside cabin door. Bring it in cabin.
And then the last hoist was recovered the rescue swimmer.
Swimmer's outside cabin door. Bring a swimmer inside cabin door. Doors closed. Hoist complete. And a Regent Jewel from the 2-4. Thanks for your help, Captain.
Thank you very much for your service and all the best for you.
Okay, so if you need anything, just let me know, man.
Okay.
Right? So I'm here for you.
First thing to do was obviously to help out with the nurse, monitoring the O2 levels that are in the bottles. That was a big thing. Make sure that she had constant O2 going to her.
03 from the 2-4. 2-4, 03, go ahead.
While we're en route back to the hospital in Daytona, we have comms with the C-130 that's overhead.
If you guys wouldn't mind giving a shout out to confirm that the hospital will be standing by for us in 2-5 minutes. Yeah, no problem. We can make sure they're going to be ready for you. Roger, thanks.
We stayed with the helicopter till they had visual sighting with the land.
I got Halifax more on site. It's there at 11 o'clock, guys. Roger.
Got the patient at Daytona Hospital so she could get her higher level of care that she needed.
All right, you guys are cleared out. Roger.
The work we did today makes me feel really good. Saved a life today, so it's always a good day to save a life.
Park break.
Release.
Crew ready to take off. Ready for takeoff. Straight to the speedway.
For a case like this, it's obviously a good feeling to accomplish a mission. Overall, great case.
Third land, 270. Powered down.
My first operational hoist, first time saving a life, I guess. Yeah, makes me feel good.
First hoist, you did like 4 of them.
Excellent. It's a good case. The crew did really well. Hopefully she turned out all right. She was still unresponsive when we dropped her off at the hospitals.
Because I have foamies in.
Earplugs in? Okay.
Yeah.
I got 3 layers on, dude. I can't move.
It's pretty cold.
Yeah.
I'm Neil Sullivan, stationed in Clearwater, Florida. We're up here in Astoria, Oregon right now for AHARS training.
We're gonna enter the water, we're gonna go around the break wall and down river.
Woo! That'll wake you up.
Today, we're gonna do our survival swim and spend about an hour in the waves floating in a raft. Chance to see possibly where we could end up if things don't go right.
Blue water crew. Yeah, here we are.
I'm excited about this training. I'm also very nervous. It's a bad day if I, as a pilot, am worrying about swimming into a raft. Good? Yeah, that's awesome. We were out there for an hour. What I got out of this training is that I can trust my gear. In a bad situation, we can make it out and survive.
Woo! No, it was a great week of training. A lot of conditions that I've never been exposed to, the seas, cliff rescue stuff, and then definitely the survival training.
Lieutenant Ross? AMT2 Sullivan?
This week was great. Some of the best training I've received in the Coast Guard by far.
Thank you very much, Jim. I appreciate it.
AMT2, how's it work?
As far as taking back information from AHARS, the conditions are a little different in Clearwater, but at the same time, the techniques will help a lot.
And I'm so happy for our service that you're here at this course. And if you think back to money, I think that's what we talked about, is what we really hope you get out of the school, working together as a team. I think the greatest value that our students get from Advanced Helicopter Rescue School, it's the communication, it's the coordination, it's the teamwork. You got a lot of tools of the trade, so to speak, which is going to just make you so much more ready for that big case. And I urge you to do what a few of you talked about, taking some of this back to your units as you continue in the enlisted ranks of the Officer Corps of the Coast Guard. So, thanks, guys. To succeed in the Coast Guard, you've got to be dedicated. You got to care about people. You got to care about your specialty. You got to care about the mission. If you think that sounds like a good public service and you want to be part of that, then we want you on our team. The Coast Guard, we protect people from the sea and we protect the sea from people. We try to prevent incidents from happening, but when incidents do happen, we respond to those incidents. It's a different mission every day, and all the preparation in the world won't necessarily prepare you for what you're going to face today. Mother Nature's pretty tough to deal with, and so our people have to be trained to adapt to any circumstance and be prepared to deal with whatever's thrown their way.
Fight him up!
We train and train and train constantly, and then we send them out there to do the King's work and make decisions on scene. The feeling of going out on a mission in nasty weather, working together as a team to safely get on scene, to see someone whose vessel's sinking or has sunk and they're in the water, to pick those people up out of the water, and to work together as a team to get those folks safe in the back of your aircraft or on your boat and head back to your home unit, and you look back over your shoulder and you see people that are alive because of what your crew did. That's a good feeling. That's why I'm in the Coast Guard.